if you can make money for free, like for very little capital, without losing anything, then why in the world are you trying to make money by trading? I do not know why. The mysteries of people. But never mind. This is the day of the Viking. The Viking emerges again. And so we shall now let the black-haired Viking give his talk. Okay, we give it all over to Brian.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here for about a month now, and there are some people here who call me the Asian Viking. So I take that as a compliment. They're starting to take me as one of them. So yeah, hi guys. Glad to be back to share a little bit on the news as well. So today, the main theme for me will be on the blockchains. I think quite a couple of things has happened over the past couple of days or even a week since we last spoke. So I think just to follow up a little bit, I need to work a little bit on predicting the prices of coins a little bit. Maybe half the level of how Shukri does it. So I think last week we spoke about Bitcoin, right? And we spoke about a little bit of the dip. So what I think you are seeing now on the screen largely, um, I was saying that 49K seems like a good price, right? But the next day I think we got a much bigger discount, right? I think if you don't already know, you would have seen this extremely huge dip in the Bitcoin price last week. I think last Wednesday that is. So largely again, just want to take this chance, and I think learning from what Shukri has said tons and tons again of times again, just be careful when you're trading crypto, all right? Or why in the first place do you need to trade when you can get money for free with some of the methods that he has shared over and over again. So um, when we look at it in detail, I think it's largely because of liquidation, right? And we know that there is a lot of leverage in the market at that point in time where whales decided that, they want a better price to go in, or they just want to wipe these people out of the market. So if you think back what happened in May, this is essentially what happened again, right? So in May, that big crash, I think there are some talks about it happening because of the same issue that's happened. Meaning to say there were too many people in the market, they were complacent, they wanted to make quick money, they were on high leverage, and then it just crashed. And this time round, there are some of them who are saying that this is exactly the same case. So you can see Bitcoin literally crashed by $8,000-9,000 just in a matter of minutes, right? So that's huge. So just be careful if you want to trade. Time and time again, we tell you watch that leverage, or better, join us and understand how you can make money in the crypto space essentially without even any risk or very, very little risk. Okay. So I'm just going to move on next to Cardano. I think a lot of talks about this. If you don't already know, they just did a hard fork. So essentially their smart contracts just came live. Um, it's a little bit of a mixed bag here. So I think for Cardano, many people has been speaking about it as being huge, being one of the main competitors for Ethereum as well. And I don't think we doubt that at all. But mixed bag, meaning I think there are some cases here whereby after 2 years, their smart contracts are only being rolled out now, right? So that has again created some doubt in some of the people. And it appears like the way that they process some of the transactions are not up to speed. So essentially, in theory, Cardano sounds like an awesome project. But what we are seeing now is it doesn't seem like it's kind of living up to what they say it would be. But with that being said, still very early days. But because of this, I think we can already see the price of Cardano at this point in time being a little bit unstable. I think there are some people who have bought the rumor back then and they really sold the news a couple of days back when the smart contracts came live and there is a dip there. But I think this is still a project we definitely have to keep our eyes on. I think the three main ones here, just going to quickly share. I think ADA swap is one. It's kind of like a DEX that is relatively new, but they are also the first one to kind of be listed. Then I think we have Sunday swap as well, which is kind of like the Uniswap but on Cardano. And then I think the biggest one here is Cardex, right, which is also quite new. go and have a look at it. But essentially, this is also like a DEX and a launchpad as well. So, but I don't think it's cheap to get in terms of the public sale. But again, just wanted to share some of the projects that I personally myself think that it's quite interesting on that blockchain. But I think the other one that everybody is keeping our eyes on is really on Solana. So while Cardano is the one that really looks good on paper, but at this point in time, we're not sure whether it works or not. Solana, on the other hand, has started to really show in recent times that they are the ones that can work well, and they have been stealing a lot of headlines in that sense. So if you don't already know, prices of Solana is just really pumping like mad, and there are many NFTs now that are being that are running on the Solana blockchain. So essentially, you don't have to compete, or there's no gas wars as those that you are already experiencing on the Ethereum blockchain. And potentially, we are going to see a lot more of this trend, whereby potentially more and more people will want to get onto the Solana blockchain to be able to buy stuff, right? Because essentially, if you talk about DeFi, it's supposed to be open to the mass market, which means everybody should be able to have access to it. But just looking at the Ethereum blockchain, the gas fees are so expensive. Essentially, it's not sustainable in the long term. And time again, when this happens, I think what is being shown is that the Ethereum blockchain will not kind of be the one of the future, simply because of the volume, and that gives space to some of the blockchains that we have just discussed of them being able to leapfrog Ethereum in the long term. And that's why we need to keep our eyes out for these blockchains and to put our money where we think is best, right? So again, just many articles here talking about Solana. Again, in the past week, price has been mooning like mad. They even ran like a surprise event to get people in. But at the end of the day, again, I think the NFT bit is something that most people are keeping their eyes on. So I think that the Degenerate Apes is kind of like the big one that they kind of sold 10,000 pictures of like apes in 8 minutes. So that's really huge. And with that being said, I think just before I came on, I think about 5 to 10 hours ago, this news also came out, right? And I think it really shows that as institutional traders start to take a look at Solana, you kind of always want to be where smart money is, right? So just keep an eye out. Once they start to get their money in here, then you know that price has a much further range to go to. So with that being said, I think that's mostly where I think I would want to be focusing on, keeping a look out in the Solana ecosystem. I think, wow, that is just one coin. As you can see here, the ecosystem is really huge, right? So you want to be looking out at some of these smaller projects that are maybe not even on yet, but they're just about to be on, and to look out for the potentials here, right? So that's what I'll definitely do. And if I find something, you'll hear it from me. If not, then you will hear it from Shukri. Okay, so that's all from me today. I'm just going to pass back some time to Shukri.
Okay, thank you. Okay, did you guys hear of the fake news last night? Man, that was major fake news. What is that? Litecoin did a fake news, okay? Worse, it came from the Litecoin Twitter account. I don't know why, like the official Litecoin. So they said that, they were working with Walmart, and Walmart said, hey, what's happening? That's not true. That is not true. So look at that. We try our best not to tweet fake news, and this time we really screwed up. So, a lot of people got wrecked in Litecoin going up. A lot of people got wrecked in Litecoin going down. Okay, so again, just be careful of this cryptocurrency if you are not hodling. You guys are getting yourself into big trouble without knowing it. But I want to show you something else here. This is normally what happens. Look at that. This is what happens. So I think the BTC now, if you read here, right? BTC nears 46K with Bitcoin exchange reserves lower than November 2020. What is happening in Bitcoin is a lot of manipulation. People just create this bar here. Okay, they send it down and then they go up. And what happens is the small traders are usually taken out. Well, some big ones too, okay? But usually there are retail traders. There's some big retail traders also. They're taken out, they're liquidated. Stop losses are hit. Not only that, if you have a leverage account, even if you do not have a stop loss because you do anticipate it going up, which it inevitably does, you are still liquidated because that leverage, okay? The calculation that goes, there might be another bar here in different accounts. It might have different prices, okay? It usually has different prices in different accounts. So you are kind of just a minute away from getting stopped out or getting liquidated and your account is gone. So this is what I don't understand, that people are still trading during these times, when I say if you can, try and minimize your trading, go for IDOs. Now, a lot of people asked me yesterday with great concern, Gelato, you know, not financial advice, but people were saying they do not provide liquidity. Well, I don't know what was going on, but it went up 6 times. The token was gone for an IDO yesterday, was listed immediately after the IDO was over, went up 6 times. I tried to go in. I smashed up the gas, you know, like me, because I'm rich. Sorry, that's a fact. I got money. I don't care. I just whacked up the gas and I still didn't get it. Because I kind of like went over my limit. I don't understand. They said my limit was 4K and I pressed 3.8K and they didn't allow me. They said that you got too much money to get out of here. You're the OG. Get the hell out. And then so I reduced it to 3.4K and it allowed me. And then I got timed out and I was so angry. Like, what is this? So it kind of like, I really pressed the gas, but because of that error, you know, where I kind of went more than I was allowed to, like it kicked me out. And when I went in again, within like 12, 13 seconds, I was timed out. They said, get out, OGs all out. Those who think they're OGs, get out. So anyway, it went up to 210. No, guys, it went up to 264 today. It kind of went out like 8, 9 times. So, you know, they gave me a limit of 4K, which was not true. Probably they gave me a limit of 3.5. So just times that by, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, almost 9 times. I could have been making like 27 grand, man, but I didn't because, you know, they cut me off. Okay, but I'm just telling you, it's gotten so silly that people are willing to pay for gas, which is why if I am in the room for IDOs, you better be careful. I'm going to tell you, tomorrow I'm in the room, Thursday I'm in the room. I'm very excited. Okay, that's it. So just I want to tell you that because all of these things going on, I'm just going to tell you, let's go now. Oh, move over. Everything's back up again. So I'm just going to tell you about Eagle again. That's why when we see all this, guys, if you are not hodling, again, you are going to be scared here. You're going to be scared here. You're going to be scared here. Suddenly, this thing freaks you out. However, if you are hodling, you could be telling yourself a grand old story, right? Hey, maybe, I don't think it's true. Maybe, but you will see that maybe you will see something that, hey, look at this. What is this, guys? This is very clear. This is an inverse HNS, okay? And the only way, one of the ways that I find to hodl is that I can hodl because I say I have an airdrop, okay? That allows me to hodl. So getting an airdrop is good because that allows me to hodl. That allows me to hodl much longer for this. And this is what I want you guys to know. Because if you don't do that, or if you are over leveraged, you are going to become like this. And then it goes back up, and then you read that. And then you say, oh my God, what is happening now? So this is going to be a very, very bad experience. That's why I said it's always about hodling. It's always about airdrops. I see a lot of airdrops. In fact, I think I'm putting the Crypto Moon 3 people. I'm putting you guys into 2 airdrops tonight. And probably the next few days, I'm putting you guys into another 1 or 2. If you can, tonight, I want you to follow the airdrops. The other 2, it is up to you because I know a lot of you are going to faint. But here's the thing. Let us talk about DYDX. Let me tell you when and Shariel knows that I reminded people 16 times. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. Man, this is too long. I reminded people 16 times. I know it was kind of hard to get in, But had you gotten in, look at the rewards. And the worst, I know, Henry, are you here? Henry was the worst. Henry got 185 DYDX. I think you didn't go to layer 2, Henry. That is my conclusion. You missed the epoch somehow, and this is now about 2,000 US dollars. That was all it did, right, Henry? And the model was, the capital was only $100. But if he had traded only $1 here, yes. And if you want to do that, I am okay. Guys, if you are trading like this to get an airdrop, you can leverage 100 times. You know why? That $1 will hit a stop loss within how many minutes, Brian? 20, 30 seconds. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That is the only time I want you to do leverage, okay? Because you are still going to get your money like Henry, $2,000. And that's it for now. See you guys tomorrow for another exciting show. Bye-bye, guys.